Threads of Destiny. Introduction. In the heart of Riverside, a quaint town nestled between rolling hills, where the daily life vocabulary of its residents painted a vivid picture of struggles and triumphs, lived two souls whose paths would intertwine in the most unexpected and poignant manner. John, a rugged and diligent mechanic, known far and wide for his unwavering work ethic, was a man forged by the relentless challenges of life. Sarah, a compassionate nurse with a heart brimming with kindness and an unshakable devotion to her patients, was a pillar of support for those in need. Their worlds were as different as night and day, yet fate had its own designs for them. Riverside, with its serene streets and the constant hum of life, had always been home to them. Little did they know that this town, which had witnessed their separate struggles and sacrifices, would become the backdrop for a story that transcended the ordinary, weaving together the threads of their lives into a narrative of love, loss, and redemption. Chapter by chapter, this tale unfolds, intricately laced with the fabric of their shared existence. Chapter 1, A Fateful Encounter, introduces us to the mundane routines of John and Sarah, whose destinies were about to collide within the sterile walls of Riverside Hospital. As Eleanor, John's ailing mother, becomes the catalyst for their meeting, a connection is formed in the most unlikely of places, forever altering the courses of their lives. Chapter 2, The Withering Health, delves deeper into the intricacies of Eleanor's deteriorating health and the anguish that envelops John's family. The hospital corridors and the incessant beeping of machines serve as the backdrop for John and Sarah's growing bond. Compassion becomes their common language in the midst of tragedy. Chapter 3, A Blossoming Love, paints a picture of a love that blossoms amidst despair. Their friendship evolves into something profound, driven by admiration for each other's resilience and unwavering commitment. As Eleanor's health worsens, John and Sarah's love becomes the anchor they cling to in turbulent waters. Chapter 4, A Heart-Wrenching Decision, presents the couple with an agonizing dilemma. With mounting medical bills threatening to consume them, they are left with no recourse but to mortgage their cherished family home. The weight of this decision reverberates through their lives, testing the limits of their love and resolve. In Chapter 5, The Unforgiving Fate, Eleanor's battle reaches its bitter end. Grief and the relentless burden of debt cast a pall over their lives. The mortgage payments, a constant reminder of their sacrifice, threaten to tear John and Sarah apart, as they grapple with the unrelenting blows of destiny. Finally, in Chapter 6, Redemption and Resilience, we witness the couple's unwavering commitment to rebuilding their lives. Together, they face the daunting task of restoring their financial stability and nurturing the love that emerged from the darkest of times. Their story serves as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a reminder that even in the most challenging circumstances, one can find the strength to endure and triumph over adversity. Threads of Destiny is a tale that resonates with the universal themes of love, sacrifice, and the indomitable human spirit. It's a story that illuminates the complex tapestry of life, reminding us that even in our darkest hours, threads of hope and resilience can emerge, ultimately weaving a narrative of redemption and courage that transcends the ordinary.
Chapter 1, A Fateful Encounter. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm, golden glow over Riverside, signaling the end of another day in this charming town. The air was thick with the scent of spring blossoms, and life went on as it always did, with the hustle and bustle of the daily grind. In the heart of Riverside, within the town's old but endearing hospital, destinies were quietly converging. John, the rugged mechanic with a face etched by years of toil and a resolve as solid as the steel he worked on, was known for his unwavering work ethic. His days were spent laboring over engines, wrenches in hand, sweat on his brow, and a sense of pride in the labor of his hands. For John, the clanging sounds of metal meeting metal in his garage had always been a symphony, one that resonated with the essence of hard work and determination. Opposite John, in the very same town, was Sarah, a compassionate nurse whose heart was as soft as John's hands were calloused. She was a figure of comfort and strength to her patients, tirelessly attending to their needs, and providing solace during their darkest hours. Her uniform, pressed and pristine, was her armor in the battle against suffering, and her smile, genuine and warm, brought solace to those who needed it most. Two different worlds, two different callings, yet both deeply ingrained in the fabric of Riverside's society. It was a chance that brought them together one fateful evening. John's mother, Eleanor, had fallen seriously ill, and the gravity of the situation had brought them to the Riverside Hospital. The bustling hospital corridors, with their sterile walls and bustling staff, were a world away from the grease and grime of John's garage. Eleanor, weak and frail, lay in a sterile room, connected to a web of life-sustaining machines. Her labored breaths echoed through the room, a stark contrast to the powerful engines John was accustomed to working with. Sarah, with her soft-spoken reassurance and calm demeanor, became a beacon of hope amidst the clinical environment. She was Eleanor's primary nurse, and her gentle words and steady hand provided comfort to both Eleanor and John. As the days turned into weeks, John found himself frequently visiting the hospital, seeking updates on his mother's condition. In the midst of medical jargon and the uncertainty of Eleanor's health, John and Sarah's paths intertwined. In the dimly lit hospital room, beneath the ever-present hum of medical equipment, a connection began to form. It was a connection born out of shared anxiety, the relentless tick of the clock, and the mutual concern for Eleanor's well-being. As the nights turned longer and the days more trying, they found solace in each other's presence, sharing stories of their lives, their dreams, and their fears. Amid the sterile, clinical atmosphere of Riverside Hospital, a bond blossomed, one that transcended the ordinary. John, with his rough hands and unyielding spirit, found solace in Sarah's soothing presence. Her unwavering compassion and dedication to her patients struck a chord deep within him. In her, he saw a strength that complemented his own. And Sarah, in John's quiet determination and unspoken support for his family, discovered a kindred spirit. As they leaned on each other through the trials and tribulations of Eleanor's illness, their connection grew stronger, becoming a beacon of hope in the darkest of times. Little did they know that this chance encounter within the hospital's walls would be the beginning of a profound journey, one that would lead them through the labyrinthine maze of life's complexities, challenges, and, ultimately, love.
Chapter 2: The Withering Health. As days turned into weeks, the hospital became a second home for John and Sarah.
The sterile, white walls of Riverside Hospital seemed to close in on them, a stark contrast to the vibrant life that thrived outside. In the hospital's confines, their lives became deeply entwined, their bond strengthened by the common goal of providing comfort to Eleanor in her time of need. Eleanor's health continued to deteriorate, and the prognosis grew bleaker with each passing day. The beeping of machines, the hushed conversations of doctors, and the anxiety in the air were a constant reminder of the fragility of life. John and Sarah found themselves navigating the intricate web of medical procedures, diagnoses, and treatments together. Their presence in the hospital, amidst the comings and goings of doctors, nurses, and patients, was a testament to their unwavering support for Eleanor. John, who had always been a pillar of strength for his family, found solace in the kindness and care that Sarah offered. He admired her dedication, her ability to remain calm in the face of adversity, and her unwavering commitment to her patients. Sarah, in turn, was deeply moved by John's steadfastness. The way he stood by his family, tirelessly seeking the best care for his ailing mother, touched her heart. She saw in him a resilience that mirrored her own, determination to overcome whatever life threw at them. In those long nights at Eleanor's bedside, their connection deepened, and they found comfort in each other's presence amidst the turmoil of the hospital. Outside the hospital walls, Riverside carried on with its daily life. The town's residents went about their routines, unaware of the profound connection that had formed within the hospital's walls. John and Sarah's friendship blossomed amidst the beeping machines, the fluorescent lights, and the sterile corridors. They shared stories of their past, their dreams for the future, and their deepest fears. They found in each other a confidant, a source of strength, and, most importantly, a flicker of hope in the face of impending loss. Eleanor, their shared concern, remained at the center of their universe. As her health continued to decline, they grappled with feelings of helplessness, each praying for a miracle that seemed increasingly elusive. The hospital room, where Eleanor lay, connected to a myriad of tubes and monitors, became a place of both solace and sorrow. Chapter 2 of their story was a time of uncertainty, where John and Sarah clung to the fragile threads of hope, facing the harsh reality of Eleanor's withering health. In the process, their friendship deepened into something more profound, a bond that transcended the trials of life and offered a glimmer of light in the darkest of hours.
Chapter 3: A Blossoming Love. In the midst of the sterile hospital environment, where the days bled into nights and hope seemed increasingly elusive, John and Sarah's friendship evolved into something more profound. It was a connection born of shared pain, unwavering support, and the unspoken understanding that life could be both beautiful and cruel. The hospital had become a place of significance for them, a backdrop against which their emotions played out. Eleanor's condition remained grave, and they watched as her strength waned. The burden of uncertainty weighed heavy on their hearts, and the unceasing beeping of machines echoed the rhythm of their shared apprehension. While John had always been the cornerstone of his family's strength, it was Sarah's compassionate presence that helped him navigate the overwhelming complexity of the medical world. Her calm demeanor and soothing words were a source of comfort amidst the chaos, and he began to find solace in her company. He admired her dedication and the empathy with which she cared for patients, qualities that resonated deeply with him. For Sarah, the hospital had been a place where she had seen countless lives pass through, where joy and despair coexisted. Yet, in John, she found something unique. She recognized in him a kindred spirit, someone who understood the importance of unwavering support and the strength needed to confront life's challenges head-on. It was his unspoken support for his family, particularly for Eleanor, that left a lasting impression on her. As they spent more time together, their conversations delved deeper into their personal lives. They shared stories of their upbringing, their dreams, and the hurdles they had overcome. John's humble beginnings and tireless work ethic resonated with Sarah, while her nurturing and compassionate nature struck a chord with him. In those quiet moments, when they were alone in Eleanor's hospital room, their bond deepened. They found themselves leaning on each other not only for support but also for the sense of companionship that was gradually transforming into something more. It was amidst the stark and clinical backdrop of Riverside Hospital that their friendship began to blossom into love. Eleanor, lying frail and fragile, became a silent witness to the connection that had grown between her son and the compassionate nurse who cared for her. As the battle for Eleanor's life continued, John and Sarah's love became the anchor they clung to in turbulent waters. Their love was forged in the crucible of adversity, and it gave them strength to face the storm that raged around them. Chapter 3 of their story was a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the transformative power of love. It showed that even in the most challenging of circumstances, when life seemed to hang in the balance, the human heart had the capacity to find solace and warmth in the most unexpected of places.
Chapter 4: A Heartwrenching Decision. As the days turned into weeks and the connection between John and Sarah deepened, their lives faced an increasingly daunting challenge. Eleanor's health had reached a critical point, and the prognosis remained bleak. The hospital had become a somber, almost haunting backdrop to their love story, where every day was a struggle, and every moment was marked by uncertainty. The mounting medical bills, a relentless shadow that loomed over their lives, began to take its toll. The cost of Eleanor's treatment was astronomical, and the family's savings were rapidly depleting. The burden of the medical expenses, coupled with the daily costs of living, threatened to overwhelm them. They faced a harsh and heart-wrenching decision, one that would test the limits of their love and resolve. With their finances in disarray and the weight of mounting debts, John and Sarah realized that they were left with no choice but to mortgage their cherished family home. It was a place filled with memories, a symbol of their roots, and a source of comfort. Mortgaging it was a decision that felt like a betrayal of their family's legacy, a painful sacrifice made in desperation. The process of securing the mortgage was a heavy and emotionally draining endeavor. As John signed the paperwork, he couldn't help but reflect on the sacrifices his family had made over the years to maintain their home. It was a place where they had celebrated birthdays, gathered for holidays, and weathered the storms of life together. Now, it was being offered as collateral for the mounting medical bills, a painful reminder of the lengths to which they were willing to go to save Eleanor. Sarah, too, felt the weight of this decision. She had witnessed the love and devotion that John had for his family, and it pained her to see them making such a heart-wrenching choice. Their love had flourished in the most challenging of circumstances, and now it faced a new trial, the sacrifice of their family home for the sake of Eleanor's health. As the mortgage agreement was finalized, John and Sarah couldn't help but feel the burden of their decision. The financial strain weighed on their shoulders, threatening to overshadow the love that had blossomed in the midst of adversity. They were acutely aware of the enormity of the sacrifice they had made, a sacrifice that underscored the depth of their love for Eleanor and for each other. Chapter 4 of their story illuminated the harsh realities of life's challenges. It showcased the lengths to which people are willing to go for the ones they love and the heart-wrenching decisions they must make in the face of adversity. It was a testament to the strength of their love, one that was willing to endure even the most painful sacrifices in the pursuit of what mattered most: family and the preservation of life.
Chapter 5: The Unforgiving Fate. Eleanor's battle had reached its bitter end, and the once bustling Riverside hospital room was now a solemn place of quiet grief. John, Sarah, and their family members gathered to bid a tearful farewell to their beloved matriarch. The loss weighed heavily on their hearts, and the depth of their pain was immeasurable. As the reality of Eleanor's passing settled in, the hospital's clinical surroundings took on a new level of starkness. The machines that had been a constant presence, monitoring Eleanor's failing health, were now silent. The sterile walls seemed to close in, and the once comforting hospital room felt suffocating in its emptiness. Grief was not the only burden that John and Sarah had to bear. The mortgage they had secured on their family home as a last resort was a constant reminder of the sacrifices they had made. The monthly payments, coupled with their everyday living expenses, became an unrelenting financial strain. The weight of the debt threatened to overshadow the love that had blossomed between them during Eleanor's illness. It was a time of emotional turmoil and financial pressure, and their relationship felt the strain of the unforgiving circumstances. Arguments and tensions became frequent, as the weight of their decisions and the grief of their loss created rifts in their once unwavering bond. The love that had flourished in the face of adversity was now subjected to an even more formidable test: the burden of debt and the pain of loss. John, always a pillar of strength for his family, found himself grappling with a sense of helplessness. He had been unable to save his mother, and the financial sacrifices they had made felt like a futile effort in the end. The weight of responsibility for their family's well-being, combined with the pressure of the mortgage, bore down on him, leading to moments of frustration and despair. Sarah, too, carried a heavy heart. She had dedicated herself to providing comfort and care to her patients, and now she struggled to find comfort within her own relationship. The strain on their love was a source of deep sadness for her, as the once blossoming connection had now withered under the weight of unforgiving circumstances. Chapter 5 of their story was a somber and painful chapter in their journey. It depicted the unforgiving nature of fate, the emotional toll of loss, and the unrelenting weight of financial strain. Their love, once a beacon of hope in the darkest of times, was now threatened by the shadows of grief and debt. It was a reminder that life's challenges can push even the strongest of bonds to their limits, leaving them teetering on the precipice of despair.
Chapter 6: Redemption and Resilience. The weight of grief and financial burden had cast a long shadow over John and Sarah's relationship, But they were determined to navigate their way through this trying chapter of their lives. Chapter 6 would be a testament to their resilience and the depth of their love. In the aftermath of Eleanor's passing, the family came together to mourn their loss and begin the process of healing. John and Sarah's bond, though strained, remained intact. They realized that the trials they had faced together had forged a connection unlike any other, and they were committed to reclaiming the love that had once blossomed amidst adversity. Their journey toward redemption began with a shared understanding that they needed to address their financial situation. The burden of the mortgage still loomed large, but they were determined to find a way out of their predicament. John, with his unwavering work ethic, took on additional jobs and worked tirelessly to increase their income. Sarah, in her role as a nurse, sought opportunities for career advancement to help alleviate their financial strain. As the months passed, their dedication began to yield results. They channeled their energy into rebuilding their financial stability, steadily chipping away at the debt that had threatened to consume them. The mortgage payments, once a constant reminder of their sacrifice, were slowly becoming manageable. Their relationship, too, began to mend. The misunderstandings and tensions that had arisen in the wake of Eleanor's passing gradually gave way to a renewed sense of understanding and affection. They learned to lean on each other for support once again, understanding that their love was a source of strength in the face of adversity. Throughout their journey, John and Sarah's resilience shone bright. They had faced the darkest of times and emerged from the shadows with a renewed sense of purpose. Their love, tested by grief, debt, and the trials of life, had not only survived but had grown stronger. As they moved forward, their relationship was a beacon of hope for those who knew their story. They became a symbol of the indomitable human spirit, showing that, even in the face of the harshest challenges, it was possible to rebuild, reclaim, and redeem what had been lost. Their story of redemption and resilience served as an inspiration to all who witnessed it, a reminder that love could endure and flourish, even in the most trying of circumstances. Chapter 6 was the culmination of their journey, a chapter filled with hope and redemption, and a testament to the power of love, resilience, and unwavering determination to rebuild and rise from the ashes of life's tribulations. Threads of Destiny is not just a story, it's a reflection of the human experience, a poignant narrative that resonates deeply with readers. It serves as a stark reminder that life is never a straight path, but rather a complex tapestry woven with threads of joy and sorrow. The story highlights the intricate dynamics of love and the choices we are compelled to make when confronted with adversity. Amidst the story's somber backdrop, there's a realism that grounds it in the everyday struggles of ordinary people. It's a tale that evokes empathy and connection with the characters, making their challenges, losses, and triumphs feel personal. The vivid portrayal of the town of Riverside and its residents provides readers with a tangible sense of place, allowing them to immerse themselves fully in the story. The central theme of love is explored in all its complexity, from the unexpected blossoming of affection during dark times to the challenges that threaten to pull even the most ardent hearts apart. The story underscores the idea that love is not just about the moments of happiness, but also about the sacrifices, compromises, and hard choices that often accompany it. The sacrifices made by John and Sarah, the mortgage of their family home and the emotional toll of their loss, are a reflection of the lengths to which love can drive us. The story doesn't shy away from portraying the burdens and dilemmas that often accompany deep, selfless love, Above all, Threads of Destiny is a story of resilience. It shows how, even in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds, the human spirit has the capacity to endure and rebuild. It's a testament to the strength we find within ourselves and in the connections we forge with others during the darkest of times. In the end, this tale reminds us that life is a series of threads, woven together by our choices and experiences. While adversity may cast its shadow, it is often through the challenges and sacrifices that we find our truest strength, and it is in these moments that the human spirit shines the brightest. Threads of Destiny encourages us to believe in our ability to overcome, rebuild, and find hope even in the bleakest moments of our lives.